Good morning everybody and welcome to another vlog here from Mallorca in Paguera. Today is market day, so we're going to be having a look around the market, see what there is here. We've been up one side, bits and pieces, depends what you're after. We'll walk back down the other side, show you what there is, and then you can make your own choice.
Bueno, es igual, no pasa nada. Dice...
So you've got all different bits and pieces, clothes, handbags, belts, produce, everything that you would expect from a market. Again, it just depends. As a tourist, exactly what you are after, if anything, or if you're just coming out to have a stroll, which is exactly really what we've done, to be honest with you. But obviously you've got all the handbags and everything here, belts, wallets, all that sort of stuff. And in these places they are as happy as they can be, I guess. People videoing. Not been told not to. You've got sunglasses here. Bear in mind, guys, all genuine imitations. Is that what they call them? If you're after the real thing, don't be getting them from here. I'm sure that's what you used to call them in Turkey, isn't it? Genuine imitation. So more bags here, caps there. Kiddies' toys and clothes there. So far, all been very sensible. So I think it was more coming out for the stroll this morning than really wanting anything. You came into it with zero expectations, and then it's just whatever happens is all positive, isn't it? I can see Julia going towards the stall, so does that mean she's going to be wanting to buy, or is she just looking? Just looking. Some handcrafted baskets there. So yeah, you've got a bit of everything here, and I think it's quite nice to come and look at these sorts of things, see what there is, because you never know, you can always pick up a bargain at some stage. You don't have to do it always from the sort of touristy shops, which is sort of what people sort of mainly resonate towards, I think, at times. These local markets sometimes get a good deal, as I say, depending on what you want. As I say, it's the same on both sides of the upper part of the boulevard here in Paguera. So depending on where you're staying, if you're sort of staying at the top end of the boulevard, you've not got that far to go. If you're staying where we're staying at the Beverly Playa, you've got sort of a reasonable walk to get here. But yeah, it's been quite nice just coming out and soaking it up, seeing what's what. And you can see it's sort of quite a bustly sort of thing, and you know, you do hear, obviously majority is Spanish, but you do hear other language because clearly other people do their research. Jewellery all here. Try and keep Julia away from that as best as we can. Look at radar. Look at radar. Just hopefully you're getting a good taste of what's here, guys. And so it's not a lot to really sort of commentate on as such, other than what you see. So I mean, I was quite lucky today with the weather. It is not boiling hot at all. So, to be fair, it's quite nice to be having a walk around, just having a look at what's here. And then we will carry on down the boulevard until we get to where we have been before. There's no point sort of showing you again. And I didn't say it, but we started by Lidl, which is at the top end of the boulevard as well. If you do want to go to sort of a place that you UK-wise recognise, as well as obviously other places where they have Lidls as well, clearly. But it's just like a proper sort of supermarket at the top end of the boulevard. So just looking back towards the market, I am walking backwards. We've got the bus coming behind us as well. So these buses here that are just going past, I did sort of point it out in the other vlog that I did, at the sort of southern end. But these are the buses that go into Palma and other places on the island, the airport. So look out for the bus stops. There's at least 2 that I've seen, and there may be some further up this way because we are sort of further up. I don't know. And they'll tell you the number you need to get. Also, you can do Google and put in using public transportation rather than a car, and it will tell you what bus number to get and what times they're coming. It's very, very handy. So just something else to utilise. What's it they say? You don't see one for ages and then 2 come at the same time. But they might be different numbers. I didn't look. That 102, I believe, is the one that goes to Palma from my research. So of course there will be a different one that goes to the airport and so on. So bear that in mind. So as you can see, it is quite a lot busier than it was on the previous vlog, if you've seen that. And I think the sole reason for this is everyone is making their beeline towards the market. So it's a very, very busy day, Tuesdays, it looks like. Sort of coming towards the sort of touristy shops now. They do a lot of the same stuff. I have been sort of looking at prices of different things as we've been walking. They're all much of a muchness, to be honest with you. I think they're all pretty sensible, that they're not going to compete if they price themselves sort of out of it. So I think they're all pretty sensible from what I've seen. So this is the north end of the boulevard, as it were, that I would call it. We're sort of at the bottom end, and this is we started at the very top. So you get a flavour of what's going on. looking at these tours, they look quite interesting. Need to do a little bit more research into that before we commit, I think. And I think, unless there was a bus stop up by the market.
There wasn't a top.
Was there? Okay,
We
yeah,
crossed over just behind.
fine. So we've got the 2 bus stops sort of further down, which we've seen before. But this is where we sort of continued our sort of stroll from yesterday. And I'll just give you a geographical reference. We came from down there, so it gives you an idea. Okay, so this is a bit of a continuation of the boulevard that we haven't shown you yet, with all the sort of road working going on. Now, I'm not sure we can go all the way down. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can't. So this is just sort of showing you a little bit of it. Feel sorry for these shops at the minute, because unless you're physically coming this way, there's not loads of trade going on here, is there? So you feel a little bit sorry for them. But this just gives you a good perspective, actually, of what's going on. There we go, all the way down the boulevard, and then sort of back up behind us as well. And so yeah, it's getting there very slowly. I can't see this being done for a while. It's supposed to be done by the end of this month, 31st of March, and it is the 31st of March today. Yep. I don't know how far we can go down that way. We can carry on? Yeah. I think they're probably all asking the same thing, aren't they, as to how long this is all going to be, and because, you know, it's huge for the trade round here with all this going on. Again, unless you come in here, this must be massively denting the trade round here. Real shame. Especially as they thought when it started last October that this would be done for when the season starts again. So that is even worse for them, really, isn't it? So just got to keep talking, because we've got a little bit of background music there, which we've not had to cope with at all the whole time we've been walking around. So there's a little bit there in the background to deal with. And this is what I was sort of pointing out to you on the live this morning. Sort of got the bars up here, sort of on the higher bit, which we don't sort of come to when we walk along the front. But I'll just show you sort of the slightly raised view from up here. The sea does not look like it's got any less choppy since we've been out, if I'm honest. It's not cold, guys, because it's cloudy over. Don't be confused by be clouded over being cold. It's not cold, but it's not sunbathing weather, and certainly not going in the sea weather. But yes, it is what it is. So, look what's just arrived for James's birthday. I think Julia's had something to do with this, because I certainly haven't.
Bottle of champagne, and there is juice on the way for James.
Champagne, James. You got
Champagne
some
and
juice coming as well. You going to try some champagne?
So he can make a Bucks Fizz for his 15th birthday.
So we're coming to the end of another vlog. It has been James's birthday today, so he's had a nice day. He won't come into this pillow chat, I'm afraid to say, but he has had a good day. I can promise you. There's a few sort of little clips on the vlog. Nothing that will embarrass him because I know he wouldn't want to be embarrassed. We went to the market this morning, and that was all right.
Yeah.
It had lots of different sort of bits and pieces. We were very good. We didn't buy anything, but if you wanted sort of certain things, belts, wallets, jewellery, handbags,
Yeah.
handmade stuff,
Yeah, trinkets.
little things like that. Just good to sort of go and have a look, see what it was. If you are in Paguera, it starts near Lidl, sort of at the top of the boulevard, sort of works its way back down. Excuse me, sort of a quarter of the way down. So it's a reasonable size on both sides of the road, actually. So worth coming to sort of have a look at, just sort of to, if nothing else, sort of lose an hour and a half of your day, isn't it? Really, I think. Anyway, what else have we done today? It's been sort of fairly.
Bit of a lazy day.
Bit of a
The weather
lazy
wasn't
day, yeah. We haven't had
particularly-
very good weather today. We went for obviously a walk, sort of in parts, sort of going to the market, and then we've just come back from a meal at the beach club, which is on the main beach here in Paguera, and which was recommended to me. Very, very nice. It was very, very busy in there, and I'm a fond believer. If you come across a busy restaurant like that, you know it's pretty good. And there pretty much wasn't a spare table in there most of the time we were there until near the end, was there?
No.
And then walking
food
back,
was nice.
and that's what I said, pretty good, isn't it? Yes, it was all very, very nice. The pizza that James got was absolutely massive. He couldn't finish it, and we were so full from eating ours, we couldn't help him, could we? Really? So, we had a nice walk back, and then we caught. Unbelievably, a really, really nice sunset, which I sort of will include on this vlog, so you should have seen that by now, because it really has been a cold and cloudy day today, hasn't it? It really has, and I think we had probably about 3/4 of an hour around 3 o'clock on the balcony where the sun was out.
Yes.
Apart from that, it's been pretty naff today, hasn't it? Really. Tomorrow's supposed to be wet, which is obviously a nuisance. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the last 3 days, are supposed to be quite hot. So hopefully we can make the most of beach, pool, maybe, just sort of chilling out rather than sort of trying to find things to do, because that's obviously the worst thing, isn't it? So yeah, that brings to an end pillow chat for this one. The next vlog, all things all things being equal, sorry, we're hopefully going to go to Palma tomorrow, so be a bit more to see maybe there. Hopefully the weather doesn't curtail it too much, but we'll make the best of it, we always do. And yeah, we'll catch up in the next one. Cheers, guys.